Bargani Riches. This is your girl Renee, and I am back. Are y'all there? Today is a whole new month. It is June the 5th. It is June the 5th, y'all. How y'all doing? I am back on your screen. Let me tell you, I really did want to turn over and get that extra hour. But I did that the other day, and it just make you want some more. And it just make you want another hour. And it just make you want another hour. I don't know what it is. How y'all doing? Well, baby, I was not feeling well at all. I actually think I got food poisoning over the weekend. So yeah, I have been dealing with that. And actually had a doctor's appointment on Monday, but it was a nutritionist. And when he asked me, so, how you feeling? How are things going? I said, terrible. And when I told him what happened, he said, you're not going to believe this. I said, what? He said, I think I got food poisoning over the weekend too. He said he ate at Taco Bell. And he's an Indian guy, so I guess they don't usually eat at Taco Bell. Taco Bell doesn't really bother me. It must be in my genes. But I have heard that their meat is very questionable. That's what I heard. Okay. So, he said he had a rough weekend. And when I explained to him, you know, how rough my weekend was and how I didn't even feel well enough to go and do my normal grocery shopping on Sunday. I usually go get my groceries on Sunday. I could not do it. He said I couldn't do it either. And so Sunday was the first time in my life I have ever ordered Instacart. I ordered Instacart to pick up my groceries because I could not go out after being sick and up all night Saturday. So I ordered Instacart. And on my Instacart, I got the Black Mama pack, okay? I got some chicken noodle soup, crackers, and ginger ale. Yes, I did. Chicken noodle soup, crackers, and ginger ale, honey. But I got some strawberries, some other things, I would have, thinking that I'll feel better after a while, so I'm gonna need some regular groceries. But that's all I've been eating since Sunday, because I didn't eat nothing Saturday. Since Sunday, I've been eating chicken noodle soup, crackers, and ginger ale. And yesterday I did a little bit of shredded chicken that I got from the grocery store too. And I added a little barbecue sauce to it and had tacos. So that's all I've been eating all week. You know, when your stomach upset, it affects your whole existence. Let me tell you, your whole existence. Oh, I'm getting hot already. So I hope y'all had a better weekend than me. It started off good. Started off real good. Oh, let me give y'all a car update. Everything is done on the app. So, and you get these little like check off boxes that you have to complete. So my registration is complete. My trade-in offer is complete. The insurance is still open. The financing is complete. I'm just waiting for some of these other boxes they're not available for me to click on yet. So I guess they're reviewing my paperwork or something. But it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boxes. That's delivery day. And you see, I can't push that button because it's not ready. So out of the 8, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 complete. So I'm waiting on 3 boxes. I'm waiting on 3 boxes to open. So for the past couple of days, I was like, as soon as I get it, I'm going on a weekend road trip. I'm not going to lie. And I want y'all to go with me. So I'm trying to figure out, should I just upload clips on TikTok or just record clips and edit it and put it on YouTube, or do both? Maybe I can do both. I got to figure it out. But one thing about TikTok I realized is I did something one weekend. I went to a jazz concert or something, and I recorded my clips and uploaded them directly onto TikTok. Then I wanted to go back later and use those same clips for Instagram or use them to add to a YouTube clip or something like that. I could not get those clips unless I downloaded them from TikTok and then it had the TikTok name all across them. So that taught me next time, just record my clips on my phone. That way I can use them anytime I want to. But yeah, hey Ra. But yeah, as soon as I get my car, I'm gonna go on a weekend trip by myself. Well, not by myself. Am I gonna be by myself? I don't know. Depending on my daughter works the weekend, so she really can't go. Yeah, but I'm gonna go. I want to do a weekend trip by myself, but it'll probably be me and my dog because I hear that on the car it has a dog mode, and you can leave your dog in the car, and the monitor on the screen will say, "I'm okay. The temperature in the car is fine. My owner will be right back." And the car, you can leave it running if you have your dog in the car. So I just want to test it out and get used to driving it. And I want to do it over the whole weekend so that when I come back in the city, it feels normal to me. Like I'm trying to learn the software. I'm thinking of, well, I'm not thinking about it. I'm in the process of switching from a gas vehicle to electric. So I still can't believe it because the whole process is so different. Like, you don't really have to go to the lot to speak to a human. Like, everything is done online. And the only reason I have spoken to somebody at the company is because when I was at the bank getting the check, the bank teller asked me to make sure that my figures were correct. And when I first did my figures, y'all, I did them on a new vehicle, and I decided I didn't want to buy new. I wanted to buy a used one, just so I could get used to the software. So the numbers were a little off from when I first looked at the vehicle. And I found a used one with less than 20,000 miles. So I'm excited about that. Now, from what I heard, laying in the bed, honey, I've been sick. But from what I heard, in California, by 2030, they want most people to have electric vehicles. Let me make sure. 2037. The rules mandate that 35% of all new cars sold be plug-in, hybrid, electric, EVs, or hydrogen fuel cell by 2026. Anyway, they setting the pace. They making laws and rules that everybody gonna have to move to electric. I guess because maybe they got such a big population. I don't know, but I wanted to get used to the technology before I'm mandated to. You know what I'm saying? And my car wasn't but a couple of years old, but when I got my car, I was looking at electric then. And let me tell you, I have been a Toyota girl for over 40 years. My first car was a Toyota. And was it a Corolla? I think it was a Toyota that they don't even make anymore. I don't know. And then later I moved up to a Corolla. But yeah, my first gas car was a Toyota. And my last gas car is a Toyota. And I was looking at their electric vehicle. And baby, I went to Reddit because I'm good for going to Reddit to see what the people is talking about. And I went to Reddit. Well, y'all know the story. This man called me out the blue. Well, not out the blue, but I bought a vehicle from this Toyota place before. And so they called me out the blue saying, we got a special on Bz4x. That is the Toyota electric cars, or one of their electric cars, called the Bz4x. And he piqued my interest, and I was like, Toyota? This is the one I was looking for a couple of years ago, and y'all didn't have it. So I was excited that, they had it now. But honey, when I went up there, that man was talking about, all he said was, we got a special where we can take off $16,000 on the car. And they starting at 30-something thousand. You can almost get it for 20-something. The way he was talking, the special sounded good. till I got up in there, and y'all know he was talking about a whole lease program. And I'm not trying to be funny, but I've never leased. I'm just being honest. But, I went to Reddit, and a lot of people say they lease them. I was asking them how they like the car. A year later, 2 years later, 30,000 miles later, how you like the vehicle, how'd you find it, what type of finance are you owning or leasing? A lot of people say they do lease vehicles. So I don't know if that's the new thing, but y'all know I'm old school. So, there was some things going on years ago regarding leases that traumatized some of us. And we don't really know why no more, but we don't deal with no leasing. So one man told me on Reddit, he was like, I used to have that old-fashioned mindset too. I think it was because years ago, people, lease vehicles, and when they was ready to turn the vehicle in, there was always a get you gotcha. You know what I mean? There was always something that they didn't know about. And years ago, people got mad because no one ever remembered that when you leased, you was only supposed to use your car for so many miles a year in order for you to get good money down or good money back when you turned it in. Now, as I'm listening to some of the people on Reddit, they're saying that, leasing is a good way to go because you can buy a $40,000 car. You get all of these discounts for leasing. That's the program where they take off $16,000 for the car if you lease it. You can drive the car around. Your payments will be very low. They talking about $200 or $300 car payment. And I haven't seen that since COVID. My Toyota was 4, and that was pre-COVID. Well, one of my Toyota, my Camry. But they said you get to drive off the lot with a brand new vehicle. Your payments are really low. You get to drive it around for a couple of years. And then after 2 years, you get to decide if you want to purchase it. Now, mind you, you're the only person that has driven this car. It's been 2 years. So if you decide you want to purchase it, you know everything about the car. And it's at this point, you're going to pay a cheaper price for the car than if you actually purchased it brand new off the lot. And I think I get what they're saying, but then again, I don't have time for nobody telling me, because I looked at their paperwork, because I had them draw it up. I said, draw up the lease agreement and draw up the purchase agreement. Because he had done got me in the office now, so I was gonna make him do something. And the first thing I saw on the lease agreement was you can only drive the car for 10,000 miles a year. And that stuck out to me because I'm like, whoa, I think this is what people were talking about years ago as to why they didn't like a lease, because if you drive the car more miles than what's on that contract, when it's time for you to turn the vehicle in, you're going to get penalized for it, or they're going to charge you for it some kind of way. It was not going to be good for you if you drive it for more than what was on that contract. So when I saw the 10,000 miles, I said something to him about it. And he said, oh, I can change it to 15. So I don't know if that would make my payments higher, but I just didn't explore it because now at this particular point, I feel like you're pressuring me. And you're pressuring me into something that I'm not sure about. So I quickly told him, look, whatever decision I make, I'm going to take 24 hours to think about it. So I just took a picture of the paperwork and I left out. So If you are a person that lease, tell me what's the benefits of it. Have you noticed any drawbacks? Will you continue to lease? So also, now by this time, I done got like 60 responses on Reddit. So the people on Reddit is coming in. They saying, if you purchase it as a lease. A lot of people are recommending it. Then another person came in, and this what really changed my mind against the Toyota electric car, the Bz4X. One guy said that the software on the Bz4X is outdated. He said, they're telling you that, you can charge your car in 30 minutes. He said, that's not true. He said, and he also mentioned that there are other companies like Honda and other companies who are already ahead with the electric software. They're more ahead than the Toyota. So the way he was breaking it down, it made me seem like, oh yeah, he must really sell these cars, or he must own one of his own. And a lot of people were saying, well, Toyota is charging the same price as, and this is where the Tesla came in. They said, Toyota is charging the same price as the Tesla now. And the Tesla got 0%, 1% or 0% APR. So they said, why, stop at the Toyota when you can go all the way up to the Tesla for the same price? But to me, it was really the guy talking about how the software was outdated, and there are other companies that their software is more advanced. It really changed my mind about that Toyota. So I went back to the Tesla place because I've been there before. I have a salesman. He's been texting me, trying to get me to come back and everything. So I went back over to Tesla, and I didn't need to test drive it, but I just went back over there because, I'm old fashioned and I like dealing with a human being. And they got salespeople over there. So he put me in another one to ride around. I didn't really need to ride around in it, but I did. And he did the numbers on a brand new one. And when I was looking at the brand new one, adding everything up, I think they were saying it was going to be 51,000. I was like, I don't want to start with brand new. I don't want to start with brand new. But I listened to what he had to say. He gave me all the options and things like that. And then I left. And I said, you know what? I've been to this Tesla place 2 times. I've talked to the salesman. We had a good time talking. We test drove. We did all types of stuff. But he never mentions about used Teslas. So I was talking to my daughter. I was like, yeah, like, where do they sell the used Teslas? Like, every time I go into the Tesla dealership, Toyota would have a section for new cars, and then they have a section for the used cars. And they usually right next door to one another. I said, every time I go into Tesla, this man always showing me the new cars. He never says anything about a used Tesla. And the car I was driving was only 2 years old. So I said, I really don't want to start with brand new. If I'm just getting the car so I could learn, the software and how to get around and do charging and, just learn the basics, I don't need a brand new. I could trade my used in for another used one, and the price gonna be cheaper. So when I went home, as soon as you go into Tesla, they make you download the app if you're really thinking about purchasing. Because I don't know why they got the salesman there, because everything is done online. So I already had the app. And I went looking at the inventory, and when you look online, they got a new section and they got a used section for Teslas from Tesla. So I scrolled on over to the used section and I seen something that was more in my budget. I said, that's what I'm gonna do. And I put my paperwork in and I just been watching everything on this app. So just know that whenever I go live and I'm outside, I'm on my weekend trip testing out this car. I might even sleep in it. Who knows? Because I'm cheap, honey. I don't want to go nowhere and have to pay for no hotel. If it's just for one night, 'cause, I don't know if I'm gonna go up. No, I don't know if I would go up north or up south. I'm in Maryland, so I could either go straight up. I mean, my daughter drove to Canada to see Beyonce, so I could drive straight all the way up north, spend a night, and come all the way back. By the time I come back, I should know how to use that car. Like, I was in the car and everything is kind of minimal. And I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is all electric, it's all computer. What am I gonna do when it starts raining and I'm not gonna be able to figure out how to cut the windshield wipers on? Duh, the windshield wipers come on by themselves. You don't have to figure that out. So so I've been thinking of some of the craziest stuff that I might get myself into, but it's not really an issue. So let me tell y'all something that I put up a short the other day because a lot of people have been complaining that they haven't been able to see all of their subscriptions or the channels that they subscribe to. Like your favorite YouTuber, when you say stuff like, oh, shorts, there you go. When you say stuff like, I haven't seen you in my subscription feed. I thought you had stopped making videos. Baby, it is a setting on the YouTube app on your phone that you need to activate in order to get all of your subscriptions. And I found out from this lady named One Cute Couponer. She's always telling us where you can get the deals at the stores. And she let us know that it's only on your phone. You have to go to the YouTube app, go to the bottom, click your profile picture, go to the top where you see that little settings wheel. And once you go to the top, you'll have a setting called notifications. And YouTube actually set that default to be off. So if you have been missing any of your favorite YouTubers that you watch, you want to check that. And it works the same way with iOS or Android devices because it's actually not the phone setting. It's a YouTube setting that they had turned off. So I'm telling everybody, including content creators, especially if their subscribers are saying, hey, I haven't been seeing you on my subscription feed. You haven't been coming up. I'm doing the works today, y'all, because on Wednesdays, we have a lot of meetings and we have to cut our camera on. So I'm just going to go on and do the works, even though I'm coming out of being sick. I'm just going to put all the works on. So yeah, I'm telling everybody, it is on my shorts. If you want to see a demo of it, it is my most recent short that will tell you how to change that setting on your phone. If you are a content creator, I would tell you to go ahead and remind all of your subscribers about this so that they can go in and check their settings, because I've heard a lot of people say, I didn't even get notification you was live, or I didn't get notification. I hear that a lot when I go in people's lives. And that was an intentional setting done by the you and the tubes. just for the phone, which is crazy. And y'all know what? Last week I was using these. Let me show y'all. I was using these Pro Conceals. Child and throw them in the drawer. Yeah, I didn't throw them in the drawer because last time I came on here and did my makeup, those concealers were in every last one of the creases in my under eye. It did not do me no justice. It had me out here looking crazy. So I got rid of those, honey. Now we got a lot of stories in the news. I don't know how long I've been live, but we got a lot of stories in the news, and I'm not gonna be able to hit them all. But have y'all been watching, or have y'all heard about? I'm not gonna go over his story because it's long, but there is a famous, or there was a famous TikToker called Ali Abulaban, who ended his ex-wife's life and a man that she was seeing. Now they were done with. Um, his relationship was over, but I guess he couldn't take it one day. Oh no, he took and put some listening devices in his child's iPad so he could hear everything going on at his old place because his wife was staying at the place, or his ex-wife. The papers weren't finalized yet, but they were going through, they were going through the proceedings. He put a microphone and listening device in his daughter's iPad so he could hear everything going on at the house. And he heard a man in the house and he snapped. Well, I ain't gonna give him that excuse, but he went over there and he ended two lives. A famous TikToker, just like that. Now his daughter don't have a mother or a father. Crazy. And I think he's not even from the United States, and his daughter is here without a mother and a father. So I hope they connected her with extended family. Condolences to the families involved, because there's an innocent man and his ex-wife that are no longer here. I didn't know nothing about this case until I heard he was in court. I don't keep up with a lot of the TikTok news. But did they recently find him guilty? I think they did. Anyway, he's been in court recently, and they got all kind of clips of him um, in the courthouse. And one clip, like when he first got arrested, he was so enraged he could not believe his wife was with another man in his house. But he gave her the house. Anyway, y'all, that's been all up and down my timeline since I saw one thing about it. That's all I've been seeing is about this Ali Abulaban. And for my more mature people, people is out here Facebook scamming, and y'all still falling for it. Every week I hear about y'all that fell for a Facebook scam. And this time it's a lady who said she was just trying to sell a desk. She was just trying to sell a desk on Facebook. And anytime I've tried to sell something on Facebook, as soon as I get somebody that say, I'm interested and I don't want to see it, I'm going to send you the money, I don't pay no attention to them. Because who buys stuff without looking at it and they just going to send you the money? I block them. But she, on the other hand, got somebody on Facebook that said, I'm interested. Yeah, I want to buy what you're selling. But I'm out of town. They always make up some grandiose excuse. I'm out of town. I'll just send you the money via a wiretap. Who uses wires? Girl, boy, don't we just Cash App, Venmo, Zelle people nowadays? That's another trigger right there. As soon as you hear somebody, you trying to do exchange, sell something, and somebody talking about wire, walk away. But anyway, she fell for it. The man said he wanted the dresser. She said he was just so excited. He said he wanted the table, dresser, whatever it was she was selling, and he didn't even want to see it. He was just going to send me the money. He sent her a link. Y'all know how this goes. He sent her a link for her to click on. And whatever she did, down the whole rabbit hole she went. Baby, she had authorized this man to go into her checking account once a week and withdraw $3,000. Whatever thing he told her to do about clicking here, clicking there, clicking here, clicking there, click on that, click on that. He had set it up to where every week he was going to be able to go into her account and withdraw $3,000. Luckily, she went immediately to the bank and they stopped it. But they're the ones who told her at the bank, you have actually authorized this gentleman to go into your account every week and take out $3,000. So this is a warning to my people out here. Whenever you're getting ready to sell something on Facebook, as soon as somebody talk about they want to buy it without seeing it, just block that person. Because people don't do that in real life. You don't just buy a jacket in Walmart without looking at it. You want to look at the jacket, okay? So just let that go. Secondly, don't be wiring. Don't wire nothing. If it's not Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, and I don't even like Venmo, but Cash App, Zelle, or some of those other things, or cash, they can do cash. Don't even fool with it, because people are not wiretapping for a $30 dresser. Because we have so many other ways we can pay for stuff. You don't have to wire. And again, y'all need to check and see if y'all qualify for the Walmart lawsuit. There's a big Walmart lawsuit going on. And I think it deals with if you purchase any fruit from Walmart between a certain time frame, there is a huge class action lawsuit. You might want to see if you qualify. I can't remember if I already did it or I need to do it. But I know I have purchased some fruit from Walmart only because when I go into Walmart, I usually go for paper towels and something else. But while I'm in there, sometimes I'll pick up, a bag of salad, whatever you need for that day. So I know I have purchased some fruits and vegetables from Walmart. Today is Wednesday. I'm so glad It's my first day back on camera. I really want to thank y'all for last month. I got 1,000 hours to help me get my watch time back up. And I used to get up at 3:30 in the morning before the time changed. That used to be my time, honey. And I would jump in the car and go to the gym. I would be back home by 4:30, take a shower, and lay down before time for me to start waking the dogs up and taking them outside walking. But ever since the time changed, child, my body still ain't got back together to getting up. I wanted to sleep later today, but I really wouldn't be sleeping. I would just be laying in my bed. My mind would be moving, thinking about this, thinking about that, thinking about this, thinking about that. But to me, I would be feeling like I'm getting more sleep, but I really wouldn't be, because I wake up, my body wakes up at 4, whether I'm straight up in the bed or just laying in the bed. 4 o'clock is waking up, but I wish I would get up just a little bit, get back on my 3:30. Yeah, since we finally getting better weather, and I'm not gonna say I'm going outside, because if it's dark, I'm not going outside walking. Too much going on, baby. I cannot go outside walking while it's dark. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about, honey. I done found out about our scientist here on YouTube, Raven, the science maven. Is a molecular chemist, our scientist here, Black Power, was trying to get a house, honey, and the people wouldn't let her get no house because she African American. And they told her, baby, they told her that was the reason why. Oh, and how long I've been on here? Okay, I've been on here a long time. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video with this right here. And I got an apology to make. Yes, I do. I got an apology to make. So, we laughed, we kikied the other day about the man who then showed up at his court hearing, and his court hearing was for driving without a license. And he then showed up in court driving. Y'all know we kikied about that. Now it's coming out that the man did actually have, it was a clerical error. He was supposed to have had his license the whole time, but due to a clerical error, he didn't get his license back. Now, in his defense, I'm going to say, I know exactly what he's going through, because I had a clerical error on my record, and I had to walk around with a piece of paper for 3 to 4 years to correct that clerical error. And it's crazy that, on your job, you can't make a mistake. But when it comes to some of these government jobs, they can make a mistake and it can just never be fixed. And you just walk around with that mistake on your record. And that's exactly what happened to me. This lady accused me of hit and run on her car. Of course, I did not hit the lady's car. I just happened to drive my ex-husband's car to work this particular night. And before that, he happened to He had a Camaro at the time, brand new Camaro. He actually ran into a ditch, and that's how he got the damage on his car. He ran into a ditch. And this is back when we was young, child, 22, 23, something like that. Of course, he didn't turn it into the insurance. He just drove around with the dent on his car. And by him having a Camaro, it was a lot of, I don't know what they call it, plastic, plexiglass, all that trimming around those cars. So she woke up one day and she claimed that she had damage on her vehicle, and we lived right next door to one another. First, do you think I'm gonna park my car if I live right next door to you and I hit it? Do you think I'm gonna park my car where you could see it? I would turn my car around the other way. But anyway, long story short, she accused me because I happened to drive the car. There one night, I normally didn't drive his car. There one night I drove his car, and his car already had damage on it from something. I was in the car with him. I actually made him get out after he hit the ditch, and I drove home. But the car was a rust and gold color, and she had rust on her cracks. The car had rusted. Anyway, I'm telling you, this was, how old is my son? 32 maybe. So this was 30 years ago. So it was 31 years ago, maybe 33. It was hard for us out here in these streets. It didn't take much for them to accuse you of something, and it doesn't matter what you say, they're going to believe them over you. So the whole time, the police officer involved was threatening me, saying, we're going to get a paint analysis. All the way up to the day before the court date, they were saying they're going to do a paint analysis. Well, they just told me that hoping that I was going to confess. And I was happy that they were going to do a paint analysis. So we got up until the day before court. Now I'm calling the police station saying, hey, I got court tomorrow, and y'all said y'all was going to do a paint analysis. They didn't know that I had already called around to another state to find out if this is something true that they do, how much it costs, things like that. So I called to another state. Now, at the time, I was living in Virginia. So I called North Carolina. And these people told me in North Carolina, no, paint analysis costs too much. We don't do a paint analysis unless it's, some bodily harm. It's got to be a really big case or something like that for us to do a paint analysis, because, we have to pay for that, and we don't do that. Anyway, I got railroaded in court. The lady came to court. She testified she was asleep. She did not see me hit and run her car because I didn't do it. But anyway, she testified she was asleep. When she went to sleep, her car was fine. When she woke up, her car had a dent on it. Mind you, this lady had an old car, and her damage was about $1,200. So my first lawyer that I paid, I caught him going outside of the courthouse when they called my name. He was this. So if y'all driving, I'm pointing to my palm. He was this color. I was like, hey, Ramon. I just made up a name. Hey, Ramon, they just called my name. He's looking back, and then he came on in. So you can imagine if your attorney is walking outside when you're getting called to go up front. Let's just say he was not prepared. So they found me guilty with no evidence, just that I lived next door to the lady. Her car had rust on it, but she said red paint. I took pictures, it was rust. And my car was a rust color that had damage on it from something else. So they found me guilty. So I appeal and hire another attorney. Now, the first attorney, 30 years ago, this cost me like $300 for the first attorney. The second attorney cost me $1,200. The exact price it would have cost me to pay the lady's car off. But I did not hit no lady's car, and I did not want no hit and run on my driver's license. So I paid a second lawyer. This time I got a black lawyer. And they went through the whole case again. Like it was a whole sham. This lady testified that she was asleep. She woke up, her car was damaged. And because I lived next door to her, it had to be me. And they found me guilty. Listen, y'all, they found me guilty a second time in the appellate court. They found me guilty. This was like at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. So after the court case, I leave. Unbeknownst to me, the lawyer knows the judge, and he pulls the judge to the side at the end of the day. And he was like, you may want to look at this case again because this young lady just paid me $1,200. And she also paid another lawyer $300. Y'all, mind you, 30 years ago, when I first started working, I was making $4.87 an hour. I may have gotten up to $5 or $6 by this time, maybe $5 or $6 an hour, working in the hospital. Now, I done gave one lawyer $300 and had to double back in a month and a half and pay another lawyer $1,500. That was a lot of money back then, y'all. That was a lot of money. We talk about at a time of period where you could fill up a car with $12. That would fill up your car. So he said, you might want to look at this case again because she has paid me the amount of money it would have taken for her just to get the lady's car fixed. So it was at that time the judge overturned his decision. But because it had already been recorded in the courts that I was guilty, I had to walk around with a letter from that judge for about 4 years. And you're going to say, well, where would you carry in the letter? My car insurance company. My car insurance, every time I had to renew my car insurance or I was getting a new car insurance policy, that hit and run showed up on my record. It's probably somehow still on my record. But I had a letter. The lawyer that I hired got a letter from the judge saying that, he had changed his mind. So I know exactly what this man is talking about when he says that, he had a driving record, he had a driving permit. It was just due to a clerical error that they never gave him his card back. So I'm gonna apologize to the young man because we clowned you. Yes, we did. We clowned you, honey, when we seen you driving that car on your way to the courthouse. We was clowning. But yeah, come to find out that he really did. And look, he got a black lawyer too. That's his lawyer, the lady. Corey Harris. So I apologize. And this man said that he has had to deactivate all his social medias and everything. So I'm woman enough to come on here and apologize when I have made a mistake or when I misassumed or whatever you want to call it. I apologize. I wish you the best, but I do know that them courthouses, they make mistakes, and I don't know why they can't fix it. Like if you ever have a problem at the motor vehicle, it will take you days upon days, visits upon visits, seeing people upon seeing people, going to this room, talking to that one, going to that room, talking to that one to fix it. It's crazy that with one click of a mouse, somebody could mess up your whole record, but they can't fix it. It happens, y'all.
A meme after a viral court appearance in Ann Arbor is looking to set the record straight. Thank you so much for joining us for 7 News Detroit at 6. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
I'm Mike Duffy. People couldn't believe Corey Harris logged into the hearing for a charge of driving on a suspended license while he was actually driving.
He was cited last October in Pittsfield Township, and that now infamous hearing was just last month. Tonight, 7 News Detroit reporter Kimberly Craig tells us Harris believes he's paying an unfair price for an honest mistake.
It has literally been pure OD hell. I've been assaulted. I've been followed. I've been laughed at. I've been ridiculed. I've been disrespected.
Corey Harris is planning to appear back in an Ann Arbor courtroom Wednesday with a new defense attorney, Dion Webster Cox.
My client doesn't want to go out here breaking the law. He's a law-abiding citizen. So now that we know what's going on, we're taking the steps to go forward to correct the problem, to put him in a situation where his license is in proper order.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
Harris said he was driving to take his wife to the doctor because her medical condition was worsening. But when the judge could see Harris was driving during that virtual hearing for driving on a suspended driver's license, Harris's bond was revoked. He spent 2 days in the Washoe County Jail. The video spread across the internet like wildfire.
I don't even go on the internet anymore. I deleted Facebook, my Instagram, Twitter. I deleted everything.
Harris said he had no idea he was driving on a suspended license back in October when he was first ticketed by Pittsfield Township Police. He thought the suspension that was tied to unpaid child support had been lifted 2 years ago.
I looked at him and said, you got to be joking, because all of this was supposed to have been taken care of already.
Court records show a judge ordered that suspension lifted in January 2022, but a spokesperson for the Secretary of State said they never received a clearance from the friend of the court. No one from the friend of the court responded to my calls last week, but today a representative for Saginaw County's chief judge did respond and said the clearance was never sent to the Secretary of State because Harris did not pay the license clearance fee to their clerk's office.
Never told me a thing. That's all they said was that they would be sending me some paperwork in the mail, and here it is, 2024, and I just received the paperwork that they were supposed to send me 2 years ago.
Front of the court. They never said you had to pay a fee or anything. Right now, he needs to go and go to the Secretary, an appointment with the Secretary of State Thursday. So Thursday he's going. Let's get this in order.
In Southfield, Kimberly Craig, 7 News, Detroit.
Thank you.
Yep. So I want to apologize to Mr. Corey Harris. We got a kiki, but y'all stop with all that. Getting, why y'all threatening a man's life? Y'all be taking stuff too far on this internet now. Look, today is June the 5th. I am feeling much better. It's a Wednesday. I will see y'all on my next live. Y'all go out and have a wonderful day. Be safe. Peace, riches.